We are in yoga philosophy, sticking with our 8 limbs of Patanjali and going into our first limb with a bit more depth. We're going into our yamas. We have 5 yamas. Let's start with the first one, ahimsa. Ahimsa itself means not to harm and not to strike. So it's really obvious when we think of non-violence. Obviously, in the world, we grow up as a child knowing not to be violent, not to be hurtful. This can be in your thoughts or your actions. So really, I like to use the example of gossiping. Don't be hurtful with your words towards others, because that karma is always going to come back to you. Plus, you're really bringing a negative energy into a space. A lot of yogis take ahimsa as being non-violent towards all animals, living creatures, living beings. So taking care also of our planet, taking care of animals. You will get a lot of people that practice yoga that are also vegan, because to them, ahimsa, they don't harm animals and therefore they don't eat animal products. In this topic, does that mean if you eat meat, if you are vegetarian, and sometimes you eat some chicken, or if you grew up eating meat, does that make you a bad yogi or a bad person? No. I want to stress that because there's so much pressure in this world to always be perfect, to do exactly what is written down as if it is easy, but nothing is black and white. And we all grew up so differently with different experiences. We all feel a different way, and we all have different beliefs and values. So you can absolutely follow ahimsa, and it does not mean that you have to be vegan in order to be a good person. Just really do what's right for you. Really listen to your body, listen to your mind. When it comes to meat, of course, we can try to find the most sustainable and loving way to get and resource our meat, especially if you know farmers or local things. I just think it is important to be coming from a place of love no matter what you do. So if you're a vegan, if you're not vegan, find the ahimsa that really speaks true to you. Our second yama is our Satya. And going with that sense of going with what speaks to you, Satya is your truthfulness. So what is your virtue? What is your truth? And what speaks to you? I think this is so beautiful because it's so easy to be put into a box, and sometimes we put ourselves into these boxes. Especially as people who practice yoga, it is very easy to put on a nice outfit, to grab a green juice and feel good about yourself for 5 seconds because you think you're doing exactly what you should as a little yogi. I just think at some point, if you're only doing things for this outside view, you're going to be sending yourself on a path that's not right for you, on a path that's not going to make you happy in the long term. So find your truth, find those things that you know come from a place of purity within, and then express that into the world. So the best way you can do that in your yoga practice, when you're in meditation, really allow yourself to just be and see what that means for you. Really ask sometimes that question of just who am I on the inside, and really feel it. And it's that truth that you want to bring into the world. So you don't have to follow any kind of outline of any person or any being. Just be yourself. Do the things that make your heart really happy and speak that truth in the world. Next yama is Astaya. Astaya is non-stealing. Non-stealing can seem very obvious. Obviously, when you're a kid, your mom tells you don't steal candy. This can go a bit deeper in your thoughts, into your don't steal other people's words, don't steal other people's characters or personas. Really always come back to your Satya, be true to yourself. And if you're true, you don't need to take anything from anyone or from anywhere. You have everything that you need. Our fourth yama is Brahmacharya. Brahman in Sanskrit means universal consciousness, and charya means behavior or action. So brahmacharya, we're going into your actions and your ways in the world that you're hoping is going from a state of higher consciousness. So trying to bring yourself to more of a place of liberation. Some people take this as being very self-disciplined in the world. So really sacrificing certain things, that way you can get yourself to a better place of consciousness. It can be considered as non-lustfulness, purity, chastity. Some people take this as non-possessiveness over others. So really just finding those good, pure actions in this world. Our last and fifth yama is aparigraha. Aparigraha is non-attachment, and especially in this world of consumerism, non-attachment to material things has been one of the most beneficial things in my yoga practice, especially because you're just always being tempted everywhere you look. Instagram, YouTube, you have so many ads, people looking beautiful, people owning wonderful things. Even in just the world of yoga alone, always wanting to have that next cool brand of leggings, wanting to look head to toe like the perfect yogi, looking super flexible with the best material, eco clothing, sustainable clothing, still stuff that can be very tempting. And learning to detach slowly, knowing that you can have a beautiful practice no matter what you're using, what you wear, what you have in your home. It really doesn't matter. When it comes to going towards enlightenment, at the end of the day, your leggings, your clothes just do not matter. So try to detach yourself from being so attached to these material items. It'll also free so much space from your mind. You won't be thinking about it as much. And me, I ended up spending less time like online shopping, outside shopping. When I bought gifts for others, I was making sure I was being very intentional towards their views as well as what they loved, as opposed to just buying as many things as possible or buying the most expensive thing, not being so attached to ideas towards material items. So I hope you learned a lot more about the yamas. I invite you to take some time and sit and just think about how you introduce these 5 yamas into your everyday lifestyle. How are ways that you are non-violent, truthful, non-stealing, non-lustful, pure, non-possessive, non-attached. Just think of what those things mean to you. Even feel free to journal and write them down. And then when you're on the mat, you'll start to see these little parts of your yoga philosophy will just bring more meaning and intention into your yoga practice. So thank you so much for being here with me. If you have any questions, just comment down below and let's bring some conversations into these beautiful topics. See you next time, and namaste.